Liesofp is a game that took everybody by surprise. It was made by a smaller studio, seemingly inspired by FromSoft's Bloodborne. The game has beautiful visuals and level design, but it's not all sunshine and glory. My name is Collipso and this is a video about why Liesofp is so awesome. So strap yourselves in, get ready to hit the perfect block, and let's dash right into it. You could also like and subscribe to the video, that will help the channel out too. The story segment will probably be the shortest in this video since it's Soulslike and we usually get to understand it after watching some videos about it on YouTube. But I'll be honest, the story was quite engaging, it did have great characters in it, and as the story goes on you get to realize who the actual villain of the story is, who I'm not gonna spoil. It has great cutscenes that further explain the story and the characters' motivations, but enough about the story, how's the gameplay? This was a very short segment indeed. The gameplay is engaging, but I have a few critiques on it, like you have less frames to parry, and you don't get the Souls level of dodging, yes, like Dark Souls 3 level of dodging. I know that's a little Souls boy talking in me. I do know this game is intended to be a different. I just wish we had more iframes for certain activities in combat. The game has a ton of features that I do love, which I'm going to talk about now. When you run out of pulse cells, which are the Estus flasks in this game, when you run out of them, you can charge one by simply doing damage to a mob to regain one, which helps you a far ton. Instead of you just running back to your save points, it helps you in boss battles when you run out. I was a bit of a put in the boss fights, I just waited and blocked. When you want to fast travel, you get icons and characters in certain places where you can progress their quests and stories and receive items. Also, the weapon assembly gimmick is awesome. You can craft and mix special blades with special handles. You can make an axe type of weapon into a sword type weapon, which is pretty cool. I like the guard break feature. When an enemy's health bar flashes, you can charge a heavy attack and stagger them. Mind you, I've never played Sekiro. I also like when you block hits from enemies. After you attack them back, you regain the health you lost. In general, this game has a ton of fantastic elements that I would like to see implemented in its sequel or improved upon. Also, I would even like to see FromSoft do their own spin on it. And the gameplay is also held up greatly due to the visuals this game has, and I didn't experience any game-breaking glitches or stutters during my playthrough. The areas of this game are excellently designed. Some areas are greatly planned out with shortcuts that can help you out during your gameplay. One area also reminded me of Blighttown from Dark Souls 1. Don't want to slide off now though. Why am I toxic? Because of that bastard, eh? Due to the traps, the wooden bridges, traps, with enemies that can poison you as well. But with this level of gameplay, let's see how it is implemented with the boss fights. To put it lightly, this game has bosses that would make you go. There are some bosses that will make you literally pull out your hair. Only two come to mind when I talk about this, and they are as follows. The green monster from the swamp, or of the swamp. The bastard has two phases in his fight, which are total bullshit. He spits decay on you and your weapon and drains your health. It's basically the poison of this sword, the Scarlet Rod in this game, but it also damages your weapon at the same time. He's also overly aggressive with his attacks. I also think the developers actually nerfed him due to his aggression. I've read on the internet a lot that a lot of people got stuck on him. It was a bullshit fight, but this game makes you think like, hey, maybe I should change my weapon and add a different handle to it. Not every boss wants you to charge up a heavy attack and spam it. And the other boss that comes to mind is the boss that you fight if you want to get the good ending, the Nameless Puppet. Oh boy. He's also very overly aggressive. By the time you get to phase 2, you won't have any healing items. You won't be able to heal your weapon due to how quick and aggressive he is. I know that the strategy is to block and attack, but you also have to consider your stamina as you block and then attack. You don't have as much left of your stamina to, like, you know, block others or dash other attacks. He's overly aggressive, and when you do beat his first phase, you will be in a right for the second one. He can now shoot beams from his weapons. He has more attacks that will require you to do the perfect block in time because you can't dodge the red attacks, causing you to play a bit more safer if you want to win and not be overly aggressive. But leave these two out of the mix. This game has great bosses that I enjoyed fully, like the Black Rabbit Brotherhood. Man, shut up! Okay, I'm kidding, I'll leave. The King of Puppets, or Romeo, is a great boss fight. I enjoyed the second stage of the boss. I was stuck on it, however. It was very enjoyable to fight this boss. He also did have amazing moves and attacks, which some reminded me of Melania from Elden Ring, as I've seen other people point out. Lexia the Complete is another boss. Was very cool. The atmosphere of the boss fight was very cool. She reminded me a bit of Radagon, because how she would delay some of her hits and then charge up super fast and then slow down, making you be on your toes every time she was ready to do an attack. She does have 2 phases of this boss fight. The second one is very cool, where lightning comes at you, and if you perfect parry it, the lightning beam goes back right at her and does damage to her. This segment of the video wouldn't be incomplete if I didn't mention the Black Rabbit Hood Brotherhood in full. To summarize, they are the gang fight. They remind me very much of the gang squad from Dark Souls 2. Now that boss fight truly made me want to pull out my hair, but I passed it. You fight this boss 2 times. The second one is where the eldest brother is on some undead steroids or something, has a moonlight greatsword blade or whatever. Yeah, he can literally do that attack. And I guess I can talk about Simon Manus as well at the end of the segment. He was a boss that I fully learned when to parry and when to attack. His first phase is very memorable, but his second phase reminds me of the Elden Beast from Elden Ring, and we all know how we feel about that boss. The second stage was such bullcrap, with yellow beams chasing you, and Simon now being an extra level of aggressive. The yellow beams are kinda like the curse in Dark Souls, I guess. Once the bar fills up, you're dead. In total, this game has amazing boss battles, and also has badly balanced bosses. Yes, I'm looking at you, Monster of the Swamp. But this game also has a couple of sins I would like to mention. This is the only game out of any Souls game or any other game that I've played in my whole entire gaming career, spanning half my life. Yes, the bosses are good. Yes, the game mechanics are very good, but sometimes they don't mix and match too good with each other. If we only had a larger window to parry or dodge, that would have been nice. You could call it a skill issue. I'll call it a skill issue as well. I'm not that good. But when it takes you 15 minutes to finish the first stage of a boss, only for you to die to the second one due to you running out of the items and the durability during the first stage, it's kind of a bad design in my opinion. You parry a lot of those hits and do a bit of damage, only for the boss to hit you once to remove your half of your health in just one hit. I haven't run into any overpowered weapon during my playtime. I haven't looked for it. I'm pretty sure the weapons that I did have were good, were upgraded as much as possible. And look, I won't criticize this game too much for it, because I do admit I am kind of bad at it when it comes to the perfect block timing. I just wish it would be a bit more balanced. And I do know these type of games focus on making you realize that no challenge is impossible to overcome, no matter how hard or aggressive the adversary is. But yeah, that was my opinion on those mini sins of this game. I think this is the first major game release of the studio, and it's a very good one. But at the end, this game is a very solid game, and I think it does deserve to get some type of award for the dedication of the people who made this. And with the ending, I'm excited to see what comes from this team of people, what comes next. I beat the game a few days ago. I have about 30 hours in it. I'm currently playing the New Game Plus, trying to mix and manage some new weapons and trying to perfect my perfect parry, try to get a different ending. Yes, this game has different endings, like 3 of them. But yeah, this has been Collipso, and liesofp can get an 8 out of 10 from me, or an 8.5, depending on some factors. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to help this channel out. Give me some game suggestions that you want me to play, and maybe I'll make videos on them. So yeah, also watch other videos that are similar to this one. I have a bunch of them on the channel, just waiting for your eyes to watch them.